Here's the sobering reality. Most seniors are completely unaware they're making this critical mistake. They follow trends, push through discomfort believing it's necessary, unaware of the silent strain within. That's why today, with deep concern and unwavering care, I'm urging you to reconsider 5 specific types of exercise that could be weakening your heart, not fortifying it as you hope. But please, don't despair. This isn't about taking away your strength or vitality. For every stop, I will passionately show you a safer, gentler, and profoundly effective start. Keep watching, my friend. Truly keep watching, because your magnificent, hard-working heart deserves nothing less than the very best care you can give it. And listen carefully. Habit no. 1 might be the very thing you're planning to do today. Before we dive deep into this vital knowledge, if you haven't already joined our community of health-conscious individuals, please hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. It's the best way to ensure you never miss these life-protecting insights, crafted specifically for your journey. If this video resonates with you, if you feel its importance, please type 1 in the comments below. If something doesn't quite land, type 0. Your honest feedback is my compass, guiding me to create content that truly serves you. 1. High-intensity interval training, HIIT, and overexertion. The silent threat to the aging heart. Let's be absolutely clear. After 60, your heart is not the same resilient engine that powered you through your youth. Decades of faithful service have rendered it more delicate, inherently more vulnerable, and significantly less forgiving of extremes. It's wiser, perhaps, but also requires wiser care. This fundamental shift is precisely why the wildly popular high-intensity interval training, HIIT, those trendy workouts featuring short, explosive bursts of maximum effort followed by fleeting moments of gasping rest, can be one of the most perilous choices for older adults. Study after study, like those published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, highlights how sudden, extreme exertion significantly increases cardiac strain and the risk of adverse events, particularly in those with underlying, often undiagnosed heart conditions incredibly common as we age. From my vantage point in the cardiology clinic, the pattern is painfully clear and deeply concerning. I've watched too many seniors, full of admirable determination, embrace these intense routines. They'd sweat, they'd push, they believe that gasping for air and pushing their limits is the golden ticket to longevity. No pain, no gain, they chant. But the brutal physiological truth is this: these workouts slam your cardiovascular system with sudden, immense pressure. Imagine your heart, which might already be quietly battling hypertension, high blood pressure, the subtle flutter of an arrhythmia, or arteries gently hardening with age, arteriosclerosis, being forced into a frantic sprint. When you drag yourself into that breathless, red-faced state, your heart is commanded to pump harder and faster than it can safely manage. Research, including findings from the American Heart Association, consistently shows that this abrupt demand can trigger dangerous spikes in blood pressure, destabilize the heart's electrical rhythm, and cause microscopic damage to heart muscle fibers, a condition known as myocardial strain. For many seniors, this brutal approach doesn't build sustainable strength. It builds an invisible reservoir of risk. And the truly insidious part: the damage isn't always a dramatic event. It's often a quiet erosion. Your heart strains silently. Your blood pressure spikes subtly, unseen without a monitor. Electrical signals misfire momentarily. You might brush off feeling a little lightheaded after the workout, or write off unusual fatigue as just getting older. But inside, your heart is waving frantic red flags, distress signals that are tragically ignored until a crisis forces attention. A heart attack, a stroke, a debilitating arrhythmia. A poignant study in Circulation emphasized that seniors engaging in unaccustomed vigorous activity are at a significantly higher risk of acute cardiac events. What makes this especially heartbreaking is the motivation. These seniors undertake HIIT out of a deep desire to stay fiercely independent, to add vibrant years to their life, or simply to keep pace with younger friends and family. The cost of pushing beyond what your uniquely aging body can safely handle, however, can be devastatingly high. An ambulance ride, a hospital stay, or a life forever altered. True exercise should nurture and strengthen your heart, not endanger or break it. Where does the real, sustainable power lie? In the quiet heroes of senior heart health. Gentle, rhythmic walking that boosts circulation without shock. The flowing, meditative movements of Tai Chi that harmonize body and mind. Light swimming that supports joints while giving the heart a gentle workout. These modalities support your system. They don't shock it. They work with your aging heart, respecting its wisdom and its needs, not against it. In your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, safety is strength. Consistency and sustainability are the true measures of success. If you're finding this vital information resonating, if you recognize the risk or know someone who might, please type 1 in the comments below. It helps me know this message is reaching those who need it. Now, let's uncover another common yet hidden danger. 2. Core crunches and heavy lifting. When strength training turns against your heart. There's a powerful, almost universal belief. Building muscle is the bedrock of healthy aging. And to a significant extent, this is true. Strong muscles keep us mobile, stable, and fiercely independent, crucial elements for quality of life. But as a heart specialist, I've witnessed a far more complex and dangerous reality unfold when older adults engage in certain strength exercises, particularly traditional core crunches, sit-ups, or heavy weightlifting, without understanding the profound internal pressures they unleash. They may be unknowingly inviting harm to their most vital organ. The critical factor many seniors overlook is the dramatic spike in intra-abdominal and intrathoracic pressure that occurs during strenuous exertion. When you strain forcefully, curling your torso off the ground in a crunch, grunting through a heavy bench press, or even holding your breath while lifting a significant load, the Valsalva maneuver, you create immense pressure within your belly and chest cavity. This pressure doesn't politely stay contained. It presses forcefully inward and upward. This surge acts like a sudden, intense squeeze on your major blood vessels and directly impacts your heart. The result? An instantaneous and dangerous surge in blood pressure and a massive sudden demand on your heart to pump against this resistance. A landmark study in hypertension demonstrated how weightlifting, particularly with improper technique or heavy loads, can cause systolic blood pressure, the top number, to skyrocket well above 300 Mg in some individuals, levels associated with acute stroke or heart attack risk. For an aging heart, especially one already subtly compromised by stiffened arteries, reducing their ability to absorb the pressure wave, silent plaque buildup narrowing the pathways, or underlying hypertension. This pressure spike can be the literal breaking point. I've treated patients who experienced frightening episodes. Fainting midway through a repetition, sudden sharp chest pain during a set, or palpitations and irregular heartbeats. Arrhythmias shortly after leaving the gym. They were often bewildered, believing their normal workout routine was purely beneficial. The tragic irony? These individuals were the opposite of neglectful. They were actively, passionately investing in their health. But the brutal truth of biology is this: the body in its 60s, 70s, and beyond is fundamentally different. The circulatory system is less elastic. The heart muscle itself may be slightly thickened or less supple, a condition sometimes seen in long-standing hypertension, making it more vulnerable to these sudden and extreme changes in pressure and demand. A single heavy, incorrectly performed lift or a forceful abdominal contraction during a crunch can trigger consequences far beyond sore muscles, consequences that reshape lives. Does this mean abandoning strength training altogether? Absolutely not. Muscle preservation is paramount. The key lies in radical modification and heightened awareness. Ditch the heavy dumbbells and barbells in favor of gentle resistance bands or light hand weights. Shift the focus entirely to controlled, slow, deliberate movements that prioritize form and muscle engagement over sheer weight moved. Crucially, work with a physical therapist or a certified trainer who possesses a deep understanding of cardiac limitations in senior physiology. They can design a program that builds functional strength safely. You absolutely can and should continue building strength. You just need to stop shocking your system with uncontrolled pressure surges. Keep watching, because the next danger isn't about exertion at all. It's about something invisible yet powerful that surrounds you every day. If this feels important, please comment 1 below. Your engagement fuels this mission. Now on to point no. 3. Exercising in extreme temperatures, when the weather becomes your heart's silent enemy. We constantly champion exercise as a cornerstone of health, and rightly so. But for seniors, the context of physical activity, specifically the when and where concerning temperature, becomes critically important, often as crucial as the exercise itself. It's a factor easily overlooked, yet potentially devastating. I've witnessed too many well-intentioned older adults lace up their walking shoes on a bitingly cold winter morning, determined to get their steps in or head out for gardening or a stroll on a scorching, humid summer afternoon, utterly unaware that the very environment they're in is actively conspiring against their heart's ability to cope. The core issue is thermoregulation, your body's ability to maintain a safe internal temperature. After 60, this system becomes significantly less efficient. In cold weather, your body's automatic defense is to constrict blood vessels, vasoconstriction, particularly in the extremities, to reduce heat loss and preserve core warmth. This physiological shift, while protective against hypothermia, causes a significant and potentially dangerous rise in blood pressure. For a heart already managing hypertension or navigating arteries narrowed by plaque, atherosclerosis, this added pressure creates a significant strain. Research, including analyses in the European Heart Journal, has linked cold exposure to increased rates of heart attacks and strokes, particularly during the initial moments of outdoor activity when the body is adjusting. Conversely, extreme heat presents a different, equally potent threat. Your body fights overheating by dilating blood vessels, vasodilation, near the skin to release heat, and by making your heart pump faster to circulate more blood for cooling. This dramatically increases cardiac workload. Simultaneously, you dehydrate much faster than you might realize, as the aging thirst mechanism is often blunted. Dehydration thickens the blood, making it harder to pump and further stressing the heart. Studies published in Circulation have shown clear spikes in cardiovascular events during heat waves, with seniors being exceptionally vulnerable. The heart is forced into overdrive, not primarily from the exercise itself, but from the sheer biological effort of survival in an extreme environment. I've sadly treated patients who collapsed during what seemed like a simple neighborhood walk on a hot day, or who arrived at my clinic with alarming shortness of breath and dizziness after just a few minutes of shoveling snow in the cold. These aren't rare freak occurrences. They are stark warning signs of a system pushed beyond its adaptive capacity. Many seniors simply don't grasp how profoundly sensitive their cardiovascular system becomes to even moderate temperature changes. Your heart doesn't need to be running a marathon to experience dangerous stress. Exposure to the wrong environment at the wrong time can be enough. Exercise should be an act of healing and empowerment, not a hazardous gamble. For seniors, this often means consciously choosing comfort and stability over braving the elements. Seek out indoor environments with stable, moderate temperatures, a mall for walking, a community center gym, or an air-conditioned fitness room. Hydration is non-negotiable. Drink water before you feel thirsty, during your activity and afterwards. Dress smartly. In cold weather, wear layers you can adjust. In heat, choose light-colored, breathable, moisture-wicking fabrics. But above all, cultivate the habit of deep listening. Pay attention to the subtle whispers of your body. A slight headache, unusual fatigue, a flutter in your chest, feeling chilled or overly warm, before they escalate into screams your heart cannot ignore. But while weather is an external foe, there's a danger inherent in the very style of movement chosen, especially fast, jarring actions that disrupt far more than just balance. What comes next is crucial. If you're still with me valuing this knowledge, Please comment 1 below. Now let's proceed to point no 4. 4. Jumping, rapid movements, and sudden direction changes. The hidden chaos inside an aging body. There's an undeniable allure to fast-paced exercise. It feels energizing, dynamic, almost like a rebellion against time itself. Jumping jacks, jogging downstairs, burpees, or high-energy aerobics classes, filled with quick twists and turns, can seem harmless, even empowering. But when you've crossed the threshold of 60, these very movements can quietly sow chaos within a body that no longer absorbs shock, manages speed, or recovers from sudden directional shifts with the resilience of youth. I've watched strong, proud seniors, determined to stay active, try valiantly to match the tempo of younger participants in group classes, or follow intense online routines, only to see them later in my clinic, recounting unsettling episodes. Dizzy spells that came out of nowhere, hearts pounding erratically long after they stopped, or worse, falls they couldn't explain and that left them shaken and injured. This isn't about weakness or lack of willpower. It's fundamental biology. As we age, several critical systems undergo changes. Our nervous system's reaction time slows down. Our sense of balance, reliant on inner ear function, vision, and proprioception, knowing where your body is in space, becomes less reliable. Our arteries stiffen, making blood pressure regulation less responsive. Rapid, jarring movements, jumping up and landing, twisting the torso quickly, lunging with speed, changing direction abruptly, create a perfect storm of demands on the cardiovascular system. Blood pressure can yo-yo unpredictably. The heart rate can spike dramatically and struggle to return to baseline smoothly. Oxygen delivery to the brain and muscles can lag behind the sudden demand. Studies on falls in the elderly, published in journals like Age and Aging, consistently identify sudden movements, loss of balance during dynamic activity, and tripping due to missteps as major causes, often with cardiovascular factors like transient drops in blood pressure, orthostatic hypotension, playing a contributing role. These motions do more than just strain muscles. They create internal confusion and instability. What feels like a simple hop or a quick turn translates, for the aging body, into a complex coordination challenge involving blood flow, neural signaling, and recovery mechanisms. For seniors with even mild, undiagnosed cardiovascular issues, perhaps a slightly thickened heart muscle, minor valve changes, or early-stage arrhythmias, the risk escalates significantly. The chaotic forces can trigger an arrhythmia or contribute to a catastrophic fall, leading to fractures like the devastating hip fracture or head injuries that irrevocably alter independence. The profound irony is that these seniors are typically motivated by the purest intentions: to preserve vitality, feel youthful energy, and maintain their cherished autonomy. True, enduring strength in the later decades doesn't stem from how fast or high you can move. It flows from control, stability, and mindful protection of your core vitality, your heart rhythm, your balance, your inner peace. Slow, fluid, deliberate exercises like Tai Chi, extensively studied for its benefits on balance and cardiovascular health in seniors. Water aerobics, where buoyancy protects joints and provides gentle resistance. Or even focused, gentle stretching and yoga routines might seem less flashy than jumping jacks, but their impact is profound and deeply protective. They cultivate stability. They soothe the nervous system, thereby calming the heart. They build functional strength and flexibility that supports longevity without inviting unnecessary risk. Yet, even when movement is safe and gentle, another significant threat lurks. Not in how we move, but in when we choose to move, particularly if it collides with your body's essential wind-down period. 5. Exercising too late at night, when good intentions disrupt the heart's deepest healing. On the surface, squeezing in a workout during the evening hours seems like a practical, even commendable solution. The day's responsibilities are hopefully done, the house quiets down, and you finally carve out that precious me time for movement. It feels convenient, disciplined. But for those of us navigating our 60s, 70s, and beyond, what appears sensible can quietly sabotage one of the most vital, non-negotiable processes your body requires to thrive: deep, restorative sleep. I've seen this scenario play out repeatedly. Seniors who faithfully take an evening walk after dinner, hop on a stationary bike while watching the late news, or attempt a quick set of light weights or stretches right before bed, all in the name of commitment to their health. Their intentions are golden, yet they often don't realize that even moderate physical exertion within 2 to 3 hours of bedtime acts as a potent stimulant for the nervous system. Exercise, even light cardio or strength work, elevates your core body temperature, increases heart rate, and stimulates the release of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, the very hormones associated with alertness and the fight or flight response. As we age, our sleep architecture becomes inherently more fragile. Our internal biological clock, the circadian rhythm, becomes more sensitive to disruptions. Engaging in exercise too close to bedtime sends a powerful signal to your body: stay alert, be ready. This directly conflicts with the natural physiological wind-down process essential for transitioning into deep, healing sleep stages. Research in sleep medicine reviews has consistently shown that evening exercise, particularly vigorous activity, can significantly delay sleep onset, the time it takes to fall asleep, reduce the amount of crucial slow-wave sleep, deep sleep, and fragment sleep overall. Here lies the hidden, insidious danger. Chronic poor sleep is not merely about feeling tired. It's a direct assault on cardiovascular health. Scientific evidence is overwhelming and unequivocal. Poor sleep quality and insufficient sleep duration are strongly linked to persistently higher blood pressure. During deep sleep, blood pressure naturally dips, nocturnal dipping. Disrupted sleep blunts or eliminates this vital drop. Increased inflammation. Sleep deprivation triggers systemic inflammation, a key driver of atherosclerosis, plaque buildup in arteries, and heart disease. Insulin resistance. Poor sleep disrupts glucose metabolism, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes, a major cardiac risk factor. Higher risk of arrhythmias. Disrupted sleep patterns and stress hormones can destabilize the heart's electrical system. By regularly sacrificing deep, restorative sleep for evening activity, you may be unknowingly robbing your heart of its most essential time for repair, regeneration, and crucial blood pressure regulation. It's not that seniors shouldn't move. Movement is life. It's that the timing of movement must be consciously aligned with the body's natural, age-sensitive rhythms. Prioritizing exercise in the morning or early afternoon, finishing at least 3 hours before bed, supports more stable energy levels throughout the day, promotes better sleep quality at night, and fosters more balanced cardiovascular function. Let your evenings be sacred spaces for slowing down, calming the nervous system, and preparing gently for rest. Warm baths, light reading, gentle stretching focused on relaxation, not exertion. Quiet conversation. Allow your heart the undisturbed, deep sleep it critically needs to heal and prepare you for the next day. Because while sleep is when your heart undertakes its most profound repair work, there's a habit even more fundamental, often overlooked in the simplicity of daily life, a practice of listening so vital it forms the bedrock of heart safety. Let's explore this final crucial message. 6. A message from my heart to yours, the quiet power of listening. If you've journeyed with me this far reading these words, thank you. It speaks volumes. It tells me you care deeply, not just about adding years to your life, but about infusing those years with true vitality, independence, and joy. That shared commitment is why I want to speak to you now, not solely as a doctor armed with studies and stethoscopes, but as a fellow human being who has stood witness, too many times, to preventable heartbreak. I've spent countless hours in the hushed, sometimes tense, atmosphere of hospital rooms and clinic spaces, sitting beside seniors who embodied strength, wisdom, and a vibrant love for life, until one seemingly ordinary decision, one habitual action, one ill-advised workout, or even the persistent neglect of a subtle signal, unraveled it all. And the refrain I heard, echoing with regret and disbelief, haunts me still. I didn't think it was a big deal. That phrase, uttered with such poignant hindsight, cuts deep because when you're over 60, almost everything becomes a big deal. What you nourish your body with, how you choose to move it, when you allow it to rest and rejuvenate, how you manage the inevitable stresses life presents, your magnificent heart, that tireless, rhythmic engine that has pumped without fail through every joy, sorrow, challenge, and triumph of your decades, is communicating with you. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes, if ignored, it begs for your attention, not out of fear-mongering, but out of fundamental, life-sustaining need. You don't need to chase the ghost of your 30-year-old self in the gym. You don't need to adhere to some airbrushed, unrealistic ideal of active aging that pushes you beyond your body's true current capacity. What you do need is a trinity of powerful, gentle practices, unwavering consistency, showing up for your health in sustainable ways, day after day, profound kindness, replacing self-criticism with self-compassion, and deep, intuitive awareness, learning the unique language of your own body. There is no enduring medal, no lasting trophy for overexertion that leads to injury or illness. The only truly priceless reward is waking each morning feeling that steady, reliable beat within your chest, a clear mind ready to engage with the day, and the strength to embrace life on your terms. Let go of the pervasive, damaging myth that more is better or harder is superior. Embrace instead the wisdom of wiser is stronger. Walk with presence, feeling the ground beneath your feet, noticing your breath. Rest with purpose, understanding that true rejuvenation is an active state of allowing recovery. Move in harmonious partnership with the reality of your age, respecting its nuances, its strengths, and its necessary cautions, not in futile rebellion against the passage of time. That is authentic strength. That is true courage. That is the essence of protecting the irreplaceable treasure that is your heart. The final beat: your heart deserves your wisdom, not your silence. If one truth has crystallized for me after decades dedicated to cardiology, it's this. The human heart asks for surprisingly little, yet it gives you absolutely everything. It beats tirelessly without command. It supports you unconditionally through every high and low, every challenge, every single year you are granted. But after 60, this faithful companion needs you to become its most attentive listener. Not to live in fear of it, but to honor its remarkable service with conscious, informed care. The 5 types of exercise I've passionately urged you to reconsider aren't inherently bad. They simply weren't designed with the unique physiology of an aging cardiovascular system in mind. What once felt invigorating might now be overwhelmingly taxing. What once reliably built muscle might now invite dangerous strain. And that's perfectly okay. Aging isn't a descent into frailty. It's an ascent into accumulated wisdom, a deeper understanding of your unique vessel. Your path forward shouldn't be paved with pushing harder against your limits. It should be paved with moving smarter, breathing deeper with intention, and consciously choosing activities that heal and sustain rather than those that risk harm. Because your health, your true wealth, isn't measured in the sweat drenching your shirt or the speed of your sprint. It's measured in the quiet, powerful strength of unwavering consistency, in the graceful poise of balance, and in the profound gift of attentive self-care. Let today be the day you make a quiet, powerful promise to your heart. A promise of protection, not punishment. And if you haven't heard this lately, or ever, please hear it now from my heart to yours. You are not too old. It is absolutely not too late. Every single gentle, wise decision you make, choosing that walk over the high class, opting for resistance bands over heavy weights, moving indoors on extreme days, prioritizing afternoon exercise over evening exertion, listening to that whisper of fatigue, adds vibrant life to your years and potentially precious years to your life. Now, take that next step. Take it carefully. Take it kindly. Take it with your magnificent, resilient heart held firmly in the forefront of your mind. These lessons, drawn from both medical evidence and the lived experiences of countless patients, are shared with one deep hope: to inspire you to live your fullest, most authentic, and heart-healthy life. Now, I'd be truly honored to hear from you. Take a quiet moment to reflect. What's one key insight from this discussion that resonated most deeply? What's one change you feel inspired to gently integrate into your own life for the sake of your precious heart? Share it in the comments below. Let's create a supportive community, learning and growing together on this shared journey towards greater well-being. Your feedback is invaluable. If this video felt helpful, insightful, or potentially life-protecting, please leave a comment with 1. If there's something that didn't resonate, feel free to comment with 0. Your honest perspective is crucial in helping me refine and improve this content to serve you better. If you found value here, please consider giving this video a thumbs up and sharing it with friends or family members who might benefit. You could be helping protect a heart you love. And most importantly, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. By subscribing and hitting the notification bell, you'll ensure you never miss these essential, research-backed health insights tailored specifically for navigating life's later chapters with strength and wisdom. Thank you deeply for your time and attention. Here's to honoring your heart, cherishing your health, and living every single day on your own vibrant terms.